Welcome to World of Weird, the show that travels the globe in pursuit of the bizarre.
Look at that, twins.
We look exactly the same.
The strange. And the downright weirdest things that we can find.
I look like a fucking Bee Gee. I look like Barry Gibb.
Anyway, coming up on tonight's show, a man who lives his life as a dog proves too much for Ben Shires.
Sorry.
Meryl Fernandez gets a large portion in the world of sploshing.
I can officially say I'm not into this.
And some women ride an enormous wooden penis down a stream in Japan. But first, Joel Dommett's in Tokyo feeling rather emotional. Team bonding is high on the agenda these days as businesses look to boost company morale. There's laughter therapy, maybe a few beers after hours, or taking Dave from accounts on a paintball weekend. Fuck you, Dave. In Japan, however, they do things a little different with an agency that helps workers release stress by having a good old communal crying session. Joel Dommett is ready to join in and set his bottom lip all a-quiver.
I'm intrigued to see why Japan needs this crying agency. People don't cry around me. Unless I'm having sex with them, you know? The only time. And it's weird, they just don't stop. I reckon I could do it. You know, I've been practicing. Should I do it now? If I just use it and rub my eyes, and I breathe really heavily, then usually something starts coming up. And then you just breathe heavily. Oh, yeah, it's coming really easy today. I think it's gonna come left eye, left-hand side, left eye, left-hand side. There we go. Tears. So good at it. I'm so good at it. I learned how to do that by myself in my flat by Googling stuff. It's amazing what you can learn on Google.
The crying agency is called Ikimeso. Roughly translated, it means crying hot guys. I arranged to meet up with the boss and founder, Hiroki Tarai, and two of his professional criers, Ryue and Sakine.
Tell me a little bit about what the agency does.
A good-looking guy visits an office and then they cry together.
Wow. And why do you think Japan needs this agency?
Japanese people are not really good at showing their emotions. A lot think that crying in front of people is shameful. So by doing it in front of people, they can have a stronger bond.
How many clients do you have in your agency?
We have roughly 10 clients per month.
Oh, wow. So take me through what these guys would do.
They've all got their own speciality. Sakine reads a book and Ryue plays a Japanese guitar. And after that, we play a video that evokes an emotion.
Do you think I could work for you?
There are two factors to becoming an agent. One is to be good looking, and the other is to be good at crying. And one you've passed already.
Stop it. Thank you so much. I'm blushing. I'm blushing. I think it's time to spend a little bit of time with these guys. They can teach me some of their techniques of how to cry.
I've got to tell you, you must have a beautiful crying face when you're crying.
I have a really ugly crying face. Where as soon as I cry...
I think you're confusing your crying face for your sex face, Joel. The company has a number of men on their books for women to choose from, each with their own unique look and crying tactic. They all have regular jobs and consider the therapeutic crying a good deed.
Beautiful. I'm welling up. Welling up already. Beautiful, guys. And so you both have real jobs as well?
I'm dentist.
You're a dentist?
僕は歯科医師ですね。
Okay, what about yourself?
Musician and actor.
Okay, good. Take me through a day in the life of a professional crier.
We prepare a handkerchief before we go in, and then I start reading my book to them.
Afterwards, we go around and wipe their tears away with the hanky.
So you make sure it's a nice clean handkerchief.
Yes.
What's the book that you read?
It's a story about an earthquake.
Oh, wow, okay. It's like a real sad story to provoke emotion. And do you have the same sort of approach?
I too have a hanky, but I use my Japanese guitar to play a sad song.
I'm very good at fake crying. I can fake cry.
That's okay. It's okay to fake cry because if one person cries, it will make others cry.
So one person cries, the next person cries, the next person cries. It's like dominoes or diarrhea in a family.
No, I'm sorry.
To get us in the mood, Sekine reads from his book, whilst Ryue plays his guitar.
I hope that the book that he was reading was actually translated to something emotionally stirring. It'd be very embarrassing for me if all along he was reading SpongeBob or something. I think what these guys do is brilliant. The fact that they don't get paid a lot for what they do, they're doing it more as a charity, really, to go into an office and make people feel more emotion, because stereotypically Japanese people, they don't show emotion. I think it's a great service that they're providing. People who want wars in this world, if they just had a little cry, maybe a blowjob, they'd be fine. Those two things, zero war.
It depends who's doing the crying. No one wants mascara dripped on their ball bag.
Next stop is the audition process to become a professional crier. And I'm very excited. I think these guys said I was really good at crying, so I think I might be able to smash it. For the first time in my life, I think I might actually do well at an audition.
Usually I'm in tears after an audition. This time, I've got to turn on the eye taps during it. The Ikimeso agency has 6 professional criers, and they're all auditioned by Naomi Oki. She has the fabulous job title of Handsome Critic.
どうぞ。
Does that mean yes? Hello.
はい。はじめまして、沖直美です。My name is Naomi Oki.
Okay, my name is Joel.
Yeah.
I'm 30 years old.
30 years, 30歳。
30, yes.
Okay.
25 on Wikipedia.
Wikipedia?
Yes. I would love to be a part of your team. I'd love to go to people's workplaces and inspire them to feel more emotion.
受かったら。
Okay, so if you pass this test, what would you like to do for the people?
I could maybe sing a song whilst I'm crying. Maybe like Getting Jiggy with It by Will Smith.
ラップ No. バラード please.
Okay, a ballad.
泣けるね。
Sorry by Justin Bieber.
まあじゃあちょっと勉強
I'm not sure about Justin. You might want to have another
練
think.
習してください。
Time for a break now, but coming up, Joel offers a beautifully emotional performance.
Get jiggy with it. Da, 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 da. Na, 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 na.
I'm filling up here. That's very moving. Plus, custard pies on the bum, a massive cock, and a man in a dog suit.
Do you want me to throw it? Do I talk to him? He's a dog.
Welcome back to World of Weird. Joel Domet's in Tokyo auditioning for a professional crying agency. He needs to prove he's got the emotional depth to help people express their innermost feelings.
And I'm sticking with what I know and turning on the tears Big Willie style.
Honey, honey, come right. TKMY, money in my eye. You got a brother, dance with another. Fresh in it, give it to my friend, let's spin. Hey, if you ever dancing a kid, here with this handsome kid, sing a cigar right from Cuckoo Bar. I just bite it, it's for the look. Ha, Big Willie style's all in it. Get jiggy with it, ha ha, na 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 na. Na 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 na, get jiggy with it, na 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 na. Get jiggy with it, na 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 na.
It was good, but I wasn't able to cry. And I didn't understand any of the lyrics. But I saw a lot of emotion. I was really impressed by your skill to cry. Have you been training to cry?
I've been, I feel like I've been training my whole life for this moment.
Oh, it must be very easy for you to trick women.
It's, all of my ex-girlfriends have said that. I made it. I'm in. I'm really excited. I'm gonna get to take part in a real-life situation where I have to make women cry. Something I've been doing my entire life in all of my relationships.
Businesses hire the Ikimeso service, believing crying reduces stress and improves communication. Unlike in Britain, where we only cry at the office Christmas party. Honmono Kenkurjo, a Tokyo healthcare company, had booked a session that evening. Time to turn on the tears.
The Three Musketeers. Tears.
Tears.
I just thought of that. I'm a genius. So today you have a crying agency coming to your business. Why do you feel the need to have them here?
Our workers get very stressed, and crying is a good stress reliever. Good for relationships and people's general health.
Have you had this service before?
Yes, 7 times.
Oh, wow. And do you feel like your workers, your staff, they have become more productive afterwards?
Yes. After the crying sessions, we found that the workers were much more relaxed. So that's why we've done it several times now.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
And thank you. Thank you very much. It feels like this whole thing has a really good heart to it. Like you're trying to make people show more emotion because it makes them feel happier. And it really does. I've cried so much today. And I feel great. I feel like I'm going to go back to England. And you know what? I'm not going to steal anymore.
Sadly, though, the next piece of news has me close to real tears.
So I've been asked not to do Getting Jiggy With It by Will Smith. I'm a little bit disappointed about that.
It was time to introduce ourselves to the staff and hopefully open the dam to start the waters flowing. Sekine starts with a stirring book reading. His emotional story of an earthquake does the trick. And, a bit like at one of my gigs, soon everyone is looking sad and welling up. Then the sad videos start. One that really gets to the employees is about a pet dog that wrote letters to its young female owner, who realizes years later that it was her father writing to her all along. We did what we were sent to do and joined in the crying. Still feeling emotional, Ryue sets up for his performance. And finally, we got out our clean hankies to dab away those stress-filled tears. Our work here was done. The women were sobbing, but unlike my sex life, I wanted to know how it was for them.
How do you all feel afterwards? Do you feel better?
I really like the one about the father and the dog.
Dog.
Yeah, the dog one got me.
I feel much better. I was crying a lot.
You really were. I was sat very close. I wanted to hug you. It's been beautiful. Everyone was really going for it. It was very emotional. I cried quite a lot. It was mainly the sad music. I also cried at the fact that they were using a Windows operating system, not Apple. That was quite sad to me. It's just lovely, just a man dabbing away the tears of a lady. It just feels very like a 1940s movie. If we were to be doing like a 2016 movie, you wouldn't be dabbing away the tears, everyone would just be fucking each other. And that's not nice. That's not nice for anybody. Nobody would feel better after that. I mean, we would all feel better, but that's a different program. That's E4. That's wiping away a different type of tears.
Personally, I have no trouble crying. It's the stopping I need help with. Time now to cheer ourselves up, and what better way than to head to the UK and smear our genitals in cream cakes. It's often said there's a link between food and sex. For some, oysters are an aphrodisiac. For me, those cakes would definitely get it. The little strawberry bitches. But there are some people who like to get sexy with food. Welcome to sploshing. As you can guess from the name, it's a fetish where people are aroused from having food chucked all over them. To find out more, Meryl Fernandez is meeting Mistress Megara, a dominatrix and expert splosher who dishes out other forms of bondage and humiliation to around 10 clients a week from the discomfort of her custom-built dungeon in Glasgow. She is not a woman to be trifled with.
So what would you say a dominatrix is?
I would say it's a transfer of control from one person to another, in whichever form that takes. So it could be like today, like a sploshing session, or it could be psychological, so that person comes and they're humiliated. People will come to people like me because we know how to do it in a sane and a consensual manner, so everything's kind of controlled, and they can leave happy and safe and unharmed.
So what happens on the bed?
It's a normal double divan bed, but my dad and I added like all these different bits to it to make it into a four-poster.
Did you just say your dad? So your dad has helped you build your dungeon?
Yeah, he's helped me build my business.
Wow.
This is a throne.
That looks quite intense.
Yeah.
You're like, yes!
This is a nipple clamp.
Oh, right. Oh.
It's quite a severe one.
Yeah.
So these two would attach onto the person's nipples.
Like that?
You could stick it on your pocket if you want, so you can get the visual effect, but just not the physical sensation.
Yeah. It's like nowhere near my boobs, but I just feel like this must be so painful.
So that pulls the nipples out the way.
This is so weird.
Ooh, it looks like her nipples are about to be jump-started like a car. Anyway, enough of that. What about the sploshing? To find out more, they've moved to a place no dungeon should be without. A nice trophy cabinet to keep your massive dildos on.
So if I decided I wanted to be sploshed, how would I go about finding where to do it or who with?
I would look for websites and forums. You can go on and create a profile and you can meet other sploshers and sploshies, so it's a good way to connect with people.
How much does it cost to have a sploshing session with you?
£150 for an hour.
Really?
An hour and 15 minutes, I do.
Megara's next client is Ari, a regular splosher who loves nothing more than being covered in sloppy food. They've agreed to let me join in, so I can immerse myself in the joy of splosh.
Is this what usually happens when you get sploshed?
Not always.
Okay.
I don't want her to see what's going to be happening to her.
Okay, cool.
Right, you stay there.
So, Ari, do you have any idea what's going to happen now, or what you're going to be sploshed with?
I've got absolutely no idea. It's up to the mistress to decide. It's going to be exciting because I don't really know what's going to happen. Like, some things I really hate, and I think she knows that, and I'm kind of worried.
First thing that we're going to do is pour some custard over.
I love custard. I mean, when I was 14, I actually had gallstones because I used to eat so much custard. So if anything's going to make me want to splosh, it's probably custard.
Oh, sorry, is that in your hair? Oh, no.
Ugh, someone else's custard in your hair. We've all been there.
So this is heaven for you, right? Sweet stuff. Cool.
Very nice.
Oh! Even I didn't expect that.
You're strawberry up your nose.
So, Ari, do you feel like the delivery is like a big part of the sploshing?
I think so. I definitely believe that, like, the way you pour something or you put something on someone
like that, like right on your boob.
There you go.
Is definite.
Trifle tits.
Is definitely part of it.
Do you feel like you do like it on your bits and pieces.
Yeah.
It is a massive turn on for you.
I think, yeah. The skin is the largest organ on the body, and it's got so many different...
distracting you.
It's got so many different like sensory receptors that make almost anything you do like a sensory play.
So do you think it's, it's a kind of foreplay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it definitely is. It's a sensory tool that you can definitely use.
Do your friends and family know that this is what you get up to?
They do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they see it as a lot of fun, and that's what that's what I like to say it is. It is a great deal of fun. I've tried to get my sisters involved in it, but they're not having any, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I think they like to be clean.
Yeah.
I can't help but feel that I'm distracting Ari from enjoying the session, but it all seems to have gone down well.
I've really enjoyed it, and I'm totally relaxed now, and I'm just enjoying like just sitting in the mess because it's all warm and it's sticky, and I've really had a good time, and you've done amazing.
Cool. Let me high five.
Yay,
yeah.
sticky.
Oh, sticky.
I would definitely not like to be sploshed. It's just not for me. It's way too messy, and like the more that was going into her hair was kind of like, oh, yeah, I didn't like it at all. There were moments where she kind of like stopped talking, and yeah, there was a shortness of breath. And I think that's because she was getting excited and really enjoying it. That's the bit that I just don't get, that side of it. I get that it's fun and it's exciting, but I don't get the horny side.
I reckon Ari's Knockers could win Bake Off as a showstopper. Now, sploshing is actually a subgroup of a fetish known as wet and messy, or WAM for short. It's not just food, it's stuff you can get into, have poured on you, or roll about in. Anything that'll get you wet and messy. Except poo and wee, thankfully.
Time to meet Megara's next client, Jenny, a cross-dresser who likes to wear smart clothes and then get them all messy. She's asked that her face and voice are disguised, and as Jenny's real voice is quite deep, we've had to make it go higher.
Obviously, I can see you're a cross-dresser, so is that a big part of sploshing?
For me, cross-dressing isn't a big part of sploshing, it's just something else that I like. The two are very different.
Okay. So was there anything in particular that you feel sploshing stemmed from?
I think television was probably the main culprit for that in my early teens.
Any shows in particular?
I think ones that had a bit of game show element to, or jeopardy or unpredictability, like Noel's House Party and the like, were the ones that I seemed to get into.
So when you watched those shows, did you genuinely get quite excited?
I did. You realise you got more involved than you thought you should.
Okay, cool.
After the break, Meryl discovers that the pie isn't necessarily the limit.
So what would usually happen now at the end of a sploshing session?
Ben takes one man and his dog for walkies, and we all hail a giant cock.
Even the balls are so heavy. The guy who brought it here seemed to have a really hard time carrying him.
Welcome back to World of Weird. Meryl Fernandez is in Glasgow helping out dominatrix Mistress Megara with a bit of sploshing. Meg's next client is cross-dresser Jenny. In honour of those custard pie mischief makers off the telly that started Jenny's obsession with sploshing, the session is taking the form of a game show. Get a question right, she's safe. But get one wrong and the chief flan flinger Meryl will do her worst. Let's play Splat.
Question 1. How long can a female ferret survive without sex?
3 days.
No, 1 year. Yes! Wrong. Which part of the face swells during sex?
Eyeballs.
Nope. It's the inner nose.
Do you feel like it's starting to sort of turn you on a bit?
A wee bit is, I think, the anticipation before a pie manages to do that.
So the suspense kind of
build.
Right, next question.
Name 3 animals which also perform oral sex.
Elephant, koala, kangaroo.
Wrong. It is wolves, bears and bats. How fast does male ejaculation fluid travel in miles per hour?
200.
200. You got a jumbo jet down there. It's 28 miles per hour.
I'm beginning to wonder if Jenny is deliberately getting the questions wrong to ensure a damn good sploshing.
Which percentage of Australians have had a threesome?
7.
Much higher than that. It's actually 28.
3 minutes. 1900.
Wrong. That's good.
It's fun. So what would usually happen now at the end of a sploshing session?
Have a wank.
Right.
It's better for everyone that we don't wonder if that's what Noel also did after every house party.
I think what was weird for me was when I sort of asked him, "Oh, are you getting turned on?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then as it went on, he was like definitely getting more and more aroused. And so I felt quite uncomfortable that what I was doing, he was getting turned on by. I can smell the cream now, and as soon as I could get out of there, I got the wet wipes and started cleaning. So I don't think it's going to be a hobby.
Well, tough shit, Meryl. You've got to muck in on World of Weird, get changed and get in that slop seat.
Oh, I want to go home.
You ready?
Yeah. It's flopping. I feel like you really enjoyed that.
Well, just not quick enough, but it was warm.
Do people know that you do this?
No.
Okay, so it's a secret.
It is, yeah.
And is that part of the turn on or the thrill?
In some ways it would be better if it wasn't a secret thing and it was more out there and open.
Right. This is gross. I can officially say I'm not into this. Is that gloopy enough for you?
I asked for gloopy and I got gloopy.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh. It was way more fun when I was pieing Jenny. I just want a shower. A towel! My saving grace. It's in my mouth.
OK, Meryl, while you jump in the shower and get those clothes in a hot wash, we're heading back to Japan. After weeks of begging the producers, finally we're going to see a big knob. Yes, we've travelled to the Iwate Mountains in Japan, where an annual fertility festival is about to help women get pregnant by riding in the picturesque and tranquil hot springs. On this. I know it looks like a statue of Steve McFadden, but it's Konsei Sama, the honoured god of Konsei Matsuri Penis Festival. He stands proud at 4.5 foot tall and is carved from a single Zelkova tree. Nothing like a bit of morning wood to get you pregnant. Konsei, as he's known to his friends, spends most of his year in a small shrine at the summit of Mount Akobu. In the spring, its devotees bring it down to a temporary shrine near the Asawa Hot Springs, ready to lend its ultra-potency to women hoping to get a bun in the oven. The founder of this phallus festival explains it's not something from the Ann Summers XXL range, so how did this festival start?
I used to be the chairman of Asawa Onsen, and one of the residents, Mashiro Terui, asked me several times to visit him. So I went to his house, and under a big cloth was this massive wooden penis. I asked him what it was, and he said, I like to carve things, so I made it.
If someone invited me round to see his jumbo wooden dick, I don't think I'd have started a religious festival. I'd have called the cops.
So I went to the head of the Tourism Association in Asawa and said, there's this guy who's made this thing. What should we do with it? When they saw the holy statue, they were amazed. They decided they should erect a proper shrine for it. The head of the shrine said we should host a festival once a year. So we had our first one on the 20th of August 1996. And from then on, it's been an annual event.
Since then, local women have been riding that magnificent, if odd, carving down the hot springs in a bid to get pregnant. And Konsei Sama has many satisfied customers.
We've been here for 3 consecutive years. This year, I hope for a second child. I came here with the hope of having a healthy baby. I'm not expecting yet, but hopefully I will be in the coming years.
The Konsei Matsuri Penis Festival is a crowd pleaser and treats its phallus god with a mix of respect and humour. The giant wooden member is removed from its temporary shrine and tied down with red and white rope. No need really, if they drop it, it's got a helmet. The penis is paraded through the streets by a group of strapping young lads guided by their elders and closely followed by its ceremonial balls in a wheelbarrow.
Even the balls are so heavy. The guy who brought it here seemed to have a really hard time carrying them. They have to split it into 3 different parts.
Anyway, before the procession reaches the spa, a ceremonial dance is performed by masked demon dancers with penis drumsticks. Drum dicks, if you will.
This is just a symbol, so I'm not going to hit drums with this. I'll get my drumsticks from the priest soon. The sticks are shaped like penises too.
The women patiently wait as the penis arrives at the spa and is reunited with the rest of its wedding tackle. But before they can jump on for a ride, a blessing ceremony takes place. Then the lucky few women ride the phallus as it bobs along in the water, with the rest of the gang gently cupping the balls behind them.
It was really hard, actually. It was slippery on that thing, so I had to hop with one leg all the time to balance.
We've all been there, love. Before returning to its proper location, the wooden statue gets a wash. That's it, girls. Give that massive wooden penis a good old polish. Bet you the husbands are jealous. Never thought I'd say this, but that's enough wooden cock for now. Time to head off to America to meet one man and his dog. People love dogs, they're man's best friend. But some people take that love to the extreme. Meet Boomer. Yes, it's a man who believes he's a dog and even lives like a dog, eating dog food and sleeping in a kennel. Surely he can't lick himself like a dog, or else he'd never leave the house. Boomer has many traits of an otherkin. That's someone who believes they are at least partly non-human, with a spiritual connection to an animal, which often leads to acting like them. Not to be confused with pups, that can get a bit sexual, and that's not the kind of bone Boomer's into. So, who better to meet a man who's turned himself into a dog than a man who's turned himself into a well-to-do farmer from the 19th century, Ben Shires. Don't make a dog's dinner out of the interview, Ben.
Hi, Boomer. Hello, I'm Ben. Do we shake hands? Oh, you look incredible. Okay. Oh, okay. This looks nice. Do you want me to throw it? Yeah. All right. Do I talk to him? He's a dog. He's coming back. Oh, well done, Boomer. I mean, as much as I'm enjoying this, can we sort of have a conversation where we both speak? Can you do English as well? Can you speak English? That's a knowing dog, isn't it? That's a doggy. That's a doggy, no? That's just really weird. It's really weird. What was kind of really disconcerting is that he does sound like a dog. Like, I mean, you know, he's obviously got years of practice, but he does sound like a dog.
Boomer's felt like a dog ever since he was 11. Just a puppy, really. And throughout his life, he's had a number of different dog personas. But he started wearing this shredded paper dog suit 9 years ago. Although Boomer refuses to speak while he's in his costume...
So this is the doghouse.
He's happy to, once he's out of it.
After the break, Boomer reveals himself. And Ben discovers the joy of eating dog food.
Oh, I want to get out.
Welcome back to World of Weird. Ben Shires is in Pittsburgh, USA to meet Boomer, a man who lives his life as a dog. And yes, they did shake hands, but didn't sniff bums. Anyway, now is the big moment. It's time to meet the man behind the mott.
Ah, there you are. Wow, there's Boomer. Is it the real Boomer or the other Boomer? I don't know yet.
Well, I hope that wasn't too shocking.
No, it's nice to meet you in person as opposed to in dog.
To get to know Boomer better, I took his human alter ego to the local cafe, where, hopefully, he's allowed on the furniture. Even out of the dog costume, he still goes doggy style, wearing a dog collar, his hair in dog ears, a dog-printed shirt, and carrying a squeaky dog toy.
And I carry him with me everywhere I go.
Okay. So when did Boomer as a concept sort of become a thing? I mean, I don't know your human name.
Yeah, my given name.
Yeah, does anyone call you by that anymore? I mean, are you happy to tell me what it is, or?
Oh, well, I'd rather just be Boomer.
Yeah? Okay, well, that's fine with me. I think Boomer's a cool name.
Yeah.
I don't even know quite how it works, if it's a dog persona or... I mean, how would you sort of identify? Would you say that you are a dog?
I think in some way that I must be a dog. I feel that, you know, somehow it happened to me. I've considered all kinds of things, like reincarnation was one of the early things that I thought about, but I just feel I have something in there that is just dog-like.
Did you at any point feel like you were just a regular boy?
Well, I don't think I really had a feeling of what I was, like no strong feeling of being a boy or whatever else. And then I saw the movie called The Shaggy DA, which is a dad turns into an Old English sheepdog. So when that movie came on, it kind of gave me some direction. And I think the collar was one of the first things that I ever did. And I wore ribbons in my hair or fur, but the collar, even when I was in school, I was wearing a collar like only to bed. So I would wear my collar in front of just my mom, because she was the most accepting one in the family. And then later on, my dad and friends. So I had to kind of come out as a dog. That was my coming out.
Yeah, you feel like it was a coming out.
I think so. I had to do it slowly and see what people's reactions. People didn't really care, and I was probably already strange enough to begin with, so it just kind of flowed naturally. Though, oh, that's another weird thing Boomer's into.
Can I be a little bit more personal and ask about your sexual orientation? I mean, do you have girlfriends or boyfriends or neither?
Well, actually, neither at this time. I haven't really been in the field of like dating or anything like that. So I don't know exactly what I would be into. I'm not very sexual of a person or a dog, but my attraction is for the idea, the concept of somebody who can be all these things, and they could be males, females, and animal at the same time.
Right, I don't know if there's like a dating site for that. Like, that's fairly niche.
To turn himself into a dog, Boomer's made a paper costume, which only cost him $7, and he's named it Papy.
So this is the interior of Papy.
Yeah.
Just looks like a regular shirt, doesn't it?
Yeah,
like,
regular button down, even lost some buttons.
So, I mean, it's got a bit of weight to it, more than I would have thought. So here's your jeans, which is, they literally are just jeans.
Yeah, that's it.
That's great. And how's the head constructed? It's like 2 bits. What's that?
Oh, it's a summer hat.
Sounds, I mean, can I ask you about the sock bit of the costume as well? This is part
yeah.
of the
that's the stretchy, and that goes around the center of my face, like right here in the center part.
I'm imagining with the hat on as well, your vision must be massively restricted.
Yeah, I just have...
like a little slit.
Yeah, and with fur hanging down.
Yeah,
there.
I'm amazed that you can see anything out of that. Yeah. And yeah, so Boomer doesn't, once he's got his costume on, he doesn't want to talk, which is fair enough.
Unsurprisingly, Boomer's whole house is a shrine to all things dog.
So over here we got loads of like doggy paraphernalia and movies. So I've noticed a couple of these stuffed dogs that are wearing wigs and they've got like the ears like your ears. When you imagine yourself as a dog, is this how you see yourself a little bit then?
I like the idea that if I was a four-legged dog, I might have something of myself now in the mix.
These are your sort of like doggy doodlings.
It's something that I just came up with because I guess in my life I've been trying to integrate canine, the great stuff about canines, and the great things about humanity in the same sort of mind.
I mean, they're actually really good. You're an accomplished artist.
Oh, yeah.
And,
wow.
and so these dogs, they have got a very human-esque quality to them while still looking like a dog.
Right, that's what I try to do, is get them as much dog as I possibly can.
And this is the full sort of, you know, transformation really of the two things combined, isn't it? You've got the human arms, the doggy head, and then this almost looks like an Angora sweater or something.
It's like clothing.
Between the two.
It's like clothing fur, sort of.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I tried to do.
I don't think he really wants to be a dog. I think what he really likes is that sort of point where dog and human meet in a kind of anthropomorphic hybrid. And yeah, it's just a massive evolution of a fetish. And I was about to find out quite how far he takes this lifestyle choice.
We have dog food. I mean, do you actually eat this?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Sometimes I do when I want to feel more dog.
What have you got here? What would you eat?
Well, this is just a dog snack.
Okay.
And that's, yeah, it's just sticks.
Have you had these before?
Oh, yeah, for years. Here, you want to try some before I do? You already know I eat it.
Well, can you try it first?
Okay.
I just need to... This isn't... I'm actually feeling quite delicate right now watching you do that.
Uh-oh, you better not then.
But I feel like I should, in the interest of sort of even-handedness, that I should, you know, that I should try some. Right, okay.
Yeah, they're pretty soft compared to the ones that are...
Oh my God, this consistency. It's like a little pickled dick or something. Oh. God, guys. Oh, God, I want to get out.
It wasn't... Oh.
Sorry. Oh, it's just... I know that was all psychological. I feel like a real idiot, but that was... I didn't like that.
Oh, no, I can tell.
How'd you do that?
Just experience, I guess.
Yeah, it's like the worst experience of my life.
In fairness, dogs lick their own bums, so they're probably not overly concerned about taste. Boomer, however, has been doing this for years, and I wanted to find out exactly how many.
I mean, do you mind me asking how old you are? I don't know.
Well, I'm 50 and a half now.
No.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
In human years.
In dog years, you'd be dead. So do you see yourself as a bit of an elder statesman to the young people coming through then, and you sort of sharing your experiences of, you know, 50 years of this?
Not really, because I'm kind of like a pup myself, so I don't like to actually even think of being like someone's dad or uncle or, you know, something like that.
And so, but a pup is actually a different thing as well, isn't it? That's very much a sex thing, which it doesn't seem to be for you.
I never sexualized it heavily as far as what would be traditional, like intercourse type of stuff, because it all comes from the movies, which were all very tame and plain, so I never took it in that direction. I like the real pureness of just the being aspect.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would be friends with that kind of creature without even having to do any sort of bedroom things with them.
I'm really glad that we had that chat just now. He really opened up, and I think I get it a lot more now, and I think he's really open about it as well. I think all he wants is a community where people and dogs can be spliced together and live in harmony.
Although Boomer spends most of his time being a dog on his own, he does occasionally venture into the city, so I was keen to see how the public would react to him.
This is Boomer. Hi.
Are you nice?
Look at Boomer. He's been absolutely mobbed. Kids love him. Adults want selfies. It's like he's big news, and he's massive. People love him. I thought he'd get a bit more negativity, but actually, people really like him.
As the trip to the city had gone so well, there was only one thing left for us to do.
Well, thanks for having me, Boomer. It's been great. And for a treat, open window time!
Oh, what a good boy, good boy, good boy, well done. Yes, you were great too, Boomer. So what have we learnt tonight? Well, part man, part dog can look just fine, so long as pooper scooping duties aren't all mine. You might be told not to play with your food, but that gets some people right in the mood. Japanese men can help you have a good blub, and riding a wooden penis can maybe get you in the club. It's a weird world out there, and we love it. Good night. Next time on World of Weird, Bobby Mayer shows the Invisible Man a good time. Vicky Patterson gets all snuggly and cuddly.
I love falling in love, mate. It's the best. I fall in love practically everywhere I go.
Michelle de Swart doesn't like what's on TV. A Florida woman works us like a horse.
Enjoy each day the Prancer-sized way.
And Brent Zilwood feels a bit of a dick.
Oh, I'm moving your dick. Ah!
Feels really nice, actually.